Well, this was awesome 8 Ways from Sunday. Yeah, if I say something like that right out the gate, you know it's going to be an awesome pilot, guys. Yeah. So, this is going to be my review of The Flash pilot, which is pretty much Season 1, Episode 1 of the series. And like I said, I will be doing episode reviews of The Flash along with Arrow's Season 3. I'm doing a lot of episode reviews, aren't I? So, let's get into this. Now, this takes place about a few weeks after the events of Arrow, but we also get a flashback of how Barry's mother was killed. Like Barry had said in the Flash episode he first appeared in, it pretty much talks about how a human blur murdered his mother, and we all know who that is. That's the reverse. We all knew that was the Reverse Flash, and I'm already going to call how that's going to be tied in. Somewhere down the line, maybe the season finale, maybe another season later on, or maybe even the series finale. We don't know. But somewhere down the line, it's going to be revealed that Eddie Thwain is obviously, Ebon Thwain, the Reverse Flash. We all know this. And he's going to go run back in time and, kill his mother. But at the same time, we also found out that that he was moved several blocks down. How I kind of see it happening is that Barry ran back to the past with him to try to save his mother, failed there, but managed to save his past self by moving him back then. See? Time travel. I bet you that's what it's gonna be like. But anyway, so it goes forward, and this is like the night of when the particle accelerator exploded. So he's there with Iris, and let me say this. But first, I'm losing track of myself. They're looking for a pair of bank robbers, Mark and Clive Martin, who most of you guys would know. Mark Martin is the Weather Wizard, but it's not Mark Martin who's the Weather Wizard in the pilot. Oh no! What it is that. What it is that they're robbing a bank together, and Barry, who's pretty much like Sherlock, he's like if Sherlock had Peter Parker's personality, and that's the thing. This feels very much like this feels a lot, and I do mean a lot, like a Spider-Man pilot. Like this, you could easily make Grant Gustin Peter Parker because he does have that personality, but he can crack jokes. He's kind of socially awkward, but at the same time, you still root for him. He's a little underdog you like to root for. So, I like it. I like Grant Gustin as Barry Allen, and he's also, like I said, he's like Peter Parker if he had all the sharpness of Sherlock. And they managed to determine where the Martin brothers are hiding, thanks to Barry's help. And Barry and Iris go out to see the particle accelerator be activated at Star Labs. Now let's talk about Iris for a second. Something tells me that Iris is going to bother me. And here's why. In one sentence, but maybe they can change this. Maybe they can change this in the character. But let me say this. Let me say this. In the episode where they're walking together and she's talking about, my dad said, he was pretty pissed off when you had that unexplained trip to Starling City. And she's like, did you meet a girl there? And they're talking about girls, and she's like, well, if you ever, I know we're pretty much like brother and sister, because they've been living together since his dad was framed by the Reverse Flash. I know that pretty much we've been living together since we were brother and sister, and, Barry's clearly trying to tell him something, and Iris is just like, no, if you ever want to have a problem, just come talk to me about girls, and I'll be happy to help you. At this point, I'm like, really? You couldn't catch on that he likes you? You couldn't catch... I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Maybe it is just me. But, I don't know. Maybe girls... I know girls that are smarter than that. I know women are a lot smarter than that. Well, I can account for 3 of them that are not that smart, and all 3 of them are my relatives. But that's neither here nor there. But no, I really No, I know that women are not that. I know women are smarter than that. I know women are a lot smarter than that. I'm pretty sure women have the ability to pick up on when a guy likes them faster than the guy knows that he likes the girl. It's like a sixth sense sometimes. Maybe it's just me. Maybe it's just maybe it was how the actress said it, or maybe it was the writing. I don't know. It just feels like she's going to bug me throughout the entire season. So, but yeah, and it's not because she's black. Don't get me wrong. Don't think that. I think it's what's really bothering me is the delivery of that line. That's what's really bothering me, and how the character is probably going to be written as the friend type character that that's going to lead to a lot of teen drama between Barry and Iris. But however, having said that, Iris is very likable, and I don't know. But again, I like her, but she's going to bug me. That's a weird thing to say. I know it's a really weird thing to say. But moving on. So, they're there at the particle accelerator about to turn on, and this guy called Dr. Wells is there, and he's pretty much saying, "Hey, look, tonight we're going to break the barriers of science and all this," and suddenly, Iris gets her laptop stolen, and Barry tries to chase after it. He gets knocked out, and he gets a bloody nose, and the thief, the mugger, is caught by Eddie Thwayne, who, once again, I'm like, dude, we know you're going to become the Reverse Flash. We know you're the Reverse Flash. Now, the big question is he already the Reverse Flash, or is he going to become the Reverse Flash later on? That's the big question I'm really wondering right now, is he already Reverse Flash, or is he, is he already there? Did he already get his powers the same way Barry did? Or is he going to get his powers later on and be like, "You ruined my life, Barry Allen," and run out and, kill his mom and, build up to all those other events? I don't know, maybe that's one of those, either A or B is going to happen. A or B is the bet. But, yeah, he's known as Eddie Thwayne, not Ebon Thwayne. And Eddie pretty much catches him, and Barry goes into his in the lab to get some supplies or whatever, and gets struck by lightning and goes into a coma for 9 months. He wakes up in what's left of Star Labs, and Dr. Wells is there, apparently crippled, with only 2 other assistants with him, who will later become Killer Frost and Vibe. Or maybe they may have their powers, and I'll get into that in a bit. And he pretty much says, "Hey, look, you've been in a coma for 9 months." And I love the line where Barry looks at the mirror and he says, "Lightning gave me abs." So he runs out after he actually gets an explanation from Dr. Wells on what happened with the particle accelerator. And there's also a nice little reference to Grodd. And I'm kind of hoping maybe we will get Gorilla Grodd in this series, because there's I don't want to say how, but it's this nice little pic of, you'll see it when you see it. They close up on it, so it gives me a little hope of maybe we will see Grodd in this series. But, anyway, so Barry heads back, he finds Iris, and slowly discovers his powers, kind of in a very Peter Parker way. I say that this is, again, a very Peter Parker-ish show. Heads back to the police force and meets Eddie again. This is also where he runs into Iris's father once more, who's more than excited to see Barry back on his feet. Let me talk about Iris's dad real quick, Detective West. Pretty much the Detective Lance for Barry Allen. He's going to be the Flash's Detective Lance. And he's very likable. I mean, I've seen the actor before in Law & Order. I can't remember the actor's name, but I've seen him in Law & Order before, and he's pretty good. He's pretty much playing a cop again, but also the over-doting father. So, with that, we also see that Clive Martin is still alive and is Storm, really the Weather Wizard, New 52 Weather Wizard. This also gives me a little theory. Clive Martin, we see Clive Martin in the pilot, but we don't see Mark Martin, nor do we get any indication that either he's alive or dead. My bet, Mark Martin is still alive and going to become the pre-52 Weather Wizard. He's going to get the Weather Wand because Jeff Johns recently said that some of the rogues, some of them will have powers, some of them won't. We saw in a clip of there's an after credits trailer scene, and Captain Cold is going to use the cold guns. Oh my god, you guys don't know how excited I am for pre-52 Captain Cold. He's going to be using the cold guns. Yes! So my bet is that Mark Martin, the real Weather Wizard, is still alive, and either he's going to have powers similar to his brother, or he's going to have the Weather Wand. My bet is I really want the Weather Wand. And I know that sounds, it's the Weather Wand, but hey man, don't mock the Weather Wand. But let's talk about Clive as the Weather Wizard. He is a very just one note, I'm evil and I'm going to steal the money from the bank. That's really what all he is. He's just this one note, okay, you're the villain for the pilot, let's just get over with you. That's really all he is. But you know what? It's fine. He wasn't even the main focus. He's just the one-dimensional bad guy. I mean, even Malekith and Ronan the Accuser from the Marvel movies are like, we had more development than him. That's really what it is. So, yeah, Mark Martin is making that money, and Barry is slowly discovering who he is, and eventually, he discovers that, Eddie and Iris are in a secret relationship, and that's at the same time, conveniently, he runs into Clive Martin, and they have this pretty cool fight on the road, and that's where he discovers that, hey, he has weather powers. And then he tries to tell Detective West, and he's like, you know what, you're crazy, that's not true. And then along comes Eddie, just at a convenient time, says, hey, look, this looks like Clive Martin, but it can't be. He's dead. And that's when we discover that it wasn't, Barry wasn't the only one who was changed by the... he wasn't the only one changed by the particle accelerator, and that's when, Dr. Harris is pretty much telling him, no, that particle accelerator went off. Around the world, everyone's getting, there are people called metahumans out there, and he gives a casual look to the other two people under his staff, and he kind of gives them this look, and they look away, and I'm kind of thinking, do they already have their powers? I'm kind of thinking that maybe they already have their powers, and they're just keeping it a secret. That's what I'm kind of betting on, is that they already have the powers to make them Vibe and Killer Frost. At least that's just the theory I'm kind of riding with right now. Stay with me. But anywho, so also again, there's also another great scene in here that feels very Spider-Man-ish, where he's testing, the limits of his speed, and he's running, and he's like woohoo and all this, and he's running around, and that was pretty funny. At the same time, we also get more about his backstory with what happened with his mother. But we go back, and we get back to the scene I'm talking about, and Barry's still kind of arguing with Harris, and he pretty much says, hey, look, kid, you're not a hero. You're a kid that was, hit by lightning. And he just runs off, and he goes to the only other person who could tell him for sure, a real hero, Oliver Queen. Yes, he runs all the way to Starling City and talks to Oliver, and Oliver pretty much says, look, you can be someone I can never be. You can be a symbol of hope. I have to work in the shadows, but you can, watch over your city in the daytime all the time. You can be their protector. And yeah, and he says, yeah, I don't think that lightning bolt struck you, I don't think it struck you just out of chance. I think it chose you. And there was a part of me thinking, maybe they'll do like the Jeff Johns Flash Rebirth story where it said that Barry Allen was really the lightning bolt that struck Barry Allen. I know it's weird, but eh. And with Jeff Johns, once again, as the showrunner of The Flash, I bet you that he'll throw his own work in there, which is fine. His work is awesome. So yeah, Eddie and Detective West go out to the last place they were, to where the Martins were, and find Clive Martin there, and he's like, I'm a god! Boom! And Eddie gets knocked out, and Detective West sees Barry fight him. And this is where the only complaint I have with the episode is that the fight is a little too short. In fact, it's not really even a fight, really. The two just, the Flash just runs around. And again, let me say this again. Let me say this another time. If it's possible at all, and I'm talking to you, Hellish Smile, in particular, can someone out there make a tribute video with the song from the Digimon movie Run Around with as a Flash tribute? Can we do that, please? Could someone out there do that? I'm looking at you, Hellish Smile, and Coolio Vids, and Shades at Night. Looking at you three in particular. So yeah, the fight feels very Smallville-ish in the sense that it's slow. I mean, not slow. It's very fast and and it's very kind of anticlimactic. I'm kind of hoping that's not the case for all the fights. I'm just gonna let it go because it's a pilot. Very good pilot. It's a lot better than I enjoyed this a lot more than the Gotham pilot, even though the villain was one-dimensional. But the thing that got me really interested was Grant Gustin as the Flash. Again, he gives a very Peter Parker-esque kind of performance to him. Clive also, getting back to the plot, Clive gets shot by Detective West, and Detective West discovers that, hey, you're the Flash, and you can never tell my daughter. And this leads to him saying, I'm gonna be saving lives, and with a friend, something like that. I'm paraphrasing here. He's just like, thanks to a friend of mine, I think I got a really cool name, and it's gonna catch on. Boom, the Flash. Then we get an after-credits scene of Dr. Harrison Wells going into a secret room in Star Labs, standing up, throwing away his glasses like he didn't even need them, walking over to a holographic newspaper clip in the year 2024 saying that the Flash has gone missing. And we see a few other things. Like, there's one thing in particular that caught my eye was there's in the little little offside, there's a thing that's the headline that says Wayne Tech and and Queen Industries merger finally complete. Yeah, so we got a little mention of Batman again. Well, finally a mention of Batman, which I thought that was pretty clever. The whole Wayne Tech and Queen Industries. But yeah, now the other thing is that is he from the future, or is he is he know something else? Because he's just smiling at seeing this kind of all of this come to fruition. So was he responsible for the Flash going missing, or does he know something else is up? I don't know. It's going to be a very interesting mystery to solve. So all in all, really enjoyed the Flash pilot. Absolutely love the acting. Iris might bug me, but I'm kind of hoping it's not going to be like Laurel level of annoyance. But all in all, really did love this pilot. Cannot wait to see the other characters they're going to bring in, like Firestorm, Captain Cold, so many other stuff. And again, tomorrow we get Arrow Season 3. Yay! So you guys tell me, what did you guys think of the Flash pilot? Did you guys like it? Did you guys hate it? Comment below, let me know, and I will see you guys later.